slowly let me down.
People with an end-stage disease, what's something you've learned about life which everyone should know? Do all of the things that you want to do. Live and be as happy as possible in every moment. Don't waste your time on that person who you love and think you could change someday. You don't have time for that. Don't waste your time on anything you hate. You never know when your life will drastically change and just be gone before you have done those things you always wanted and never had time for.
This one hit hard. Literally just ended and blocked my ex-boyfriend today, who I had wasted 1.5 years on by now, having on and off periods of contact every time he hadn't changed and wasn't gonna change no matter how many chances I kept giving him. It was hard because I love him despite all the toxic things and red flags, but I'm glad it's finally really over.
Yes, it's so difficult. But people who give you more stress than happiness aren't worth it. We're not here to fix people. We're here to love and enjoy our own lives. Putting your happiness first is not being selfish.
Exactly, I'm so glad I could finally do it. And the best part is he can't even get a reply in anymore to try and force his way back into my life.
Leukemia here. It's already been said, but do not take things for granted. People don't really appreciate what they have. Do all the things you want to do. You never know what could happen. Life is a wonderful gift and it shouldn't be wasted. Never give up.
This hit hard. Be strong. Lots of love.
Thank you. My illness isn't terminal, but we thought it was before I got a proper diagnosis. I have learned many life lessons over these last few years, but the most important one would have to be understanding how much we take for granted. I used to get upset because I didn't have the newest computer or best bike. But now, getting to go outside will make me the happiest person on earth. I used to feel like having to get up and go to school was the worst fate imaginable, but now I'd do anything to be able to go to school alongside my peers. People don't understand how lucky they are to be able to walk and to breathe. Even the things that they hate, like working or getting stuck in traffic, are gifts in and of themselves. People don't appreciate the gifts they are given every day. It's only when that is taken away that they realize how much they truly have.
Thank you. This is something I needed to read. I don't have a terminal illness, but I've been having a self-battle recently trying to not fall back into a depressive state. And I had forgotten that before I started to see self-loathing for myself. I used to love everything simply because it was happening to me. But reading this is reminding me that when I was stronger, things didn't affect me as much, because I still got to live in a place where every second was a beautiful gift.
It's called mindfulness.
When I was laying on a bed in the emergency with about 20 doctors around me, about 5 machines hooked up to me, and looking at the fact that I might be dead in another minute or two, my first thought was that I wanted to have more time to spend with my partner. I didn't care about work or accomplishments or possessions or music or movies or TV. I just wanted more time with her. Treasure the people you love. Make sure they know how much you love them. Make sure they know how important they're to you. And then my second thought was that my dog would be sad if I didn't come home. So also spend time with your dog. Dogs are so wonderful. Humanity does not deserve them. Spoiler alert, I did in fact in live. Just had a checkup with my doc Wednesday and I'm healthy. Not end-stage disease, but had a serious cancer a while back. Also, suffering from a chronic illness that made life miserable for quite some years. In the aftermath, I adopted some new perspectives on life. Everything might end tomorrow, that everything may also continue uninterrupted for a long time, so balance is important. I try to make at least one worthwhile memory a week. That's a memory to hold on to if indeed it all ends tomorrow. To close my eyes with. This a kind of a guiding principle to balance the now and the future. Also, take the time to enjoy your body. You never know how long it is that you're healthy enough to do whatever it is you enjoy. You are as healthy as you are ever going to be. I took up diving, surfing, wall climbing, and more. Work out. Enjoy your mind. It is probably as clear as it is ever going to be. I took up painting, drawing, and an additional language, Russian. Make sure to show affection to your family and friends. You never know how long they have. Make the time to ask yourself and answer yourself, is this making me happy? Being happy is a marathon and should be treated as such. Be well and feel good. Hope others may find this valuable.
1. Do something new every week. 2. Start doing things you want to do, surfing, drawing, etc. 3. Love people. Would remember this for sure. Thanks, man. Take care.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but having spent way too much time in the hospital and I am terminal. Enjoy ice water.
Registered nurse who works part-time at a palliative care unit. Had the most lovely lady at my care before she passed away to lung cancer. I'll never forget the International Palliative Care Day of 2017. We were asking our patients for their deepest wishes and desires. Everyone wanted to see their sons and grandsons, but this lady just wanted to eat some seafood rice. Okay, whatever. I later asked her why. She told me that her mother and dad used to cook it with her at their home when she was still a child, and that eating that specific dish took her way back to a time where everything was simple, everything was okay, she had no fears, problems, and that felt at home. She told me she just wished she hugged her parents more. You see, she told me that, while you're growing up and starting a family of your own, you tend to forget about your parents for a while, then you lose them forever, and you don't make that mistake twice, so you hug your loved one and your children every day, and you tell them that you love them every day. As if you're trying to forgive yourself in a way. I think that this is a natural mistake that happens with everyone. I don't think I've hugged my mother as hard and for as long as I did on that day. Cherish your parents, people, they won't be here forever. And you'll miss them.
As soon as my dad got his terminal diagnosis, the disease made him weird mentally. At times it made him very depressed and he refused medication for it due to side effects, so in some ways he wasn't 100 my dad anymore even then, and I already wish I had taken more pictures, spent more time, and now that he's gone I wonder why at any point in that last year I ever left his side. Sure, I was told not to put my life on hold. But I wish now that I had. I missed him while he was still with me, and yet I wish I hadn't spent time going to shows or visiting friends. I could have done that later. Realistically, I would have been miserable had I done this. It doesn't change the fact that I wish I'd given him every second.
I had end-stage liver failure back in 2007. Obviously I'm still alive. I was lucky enough to have an aunt that was willing to share half her liver with me. What I learned is that you need to appreciate the time you have, however long it may be. Do things that make you happy within reason and keep your body healthy. It's the only one you have. Also, though I don't really advocate it, I can completely understand people who want to pursue assisted suicide. The pain of a terminal illness can be absolutely unbearable, and being a burden on your loved ones just makes you feel worse. I think it should be allowed for whomever truly wants it done as painlessly as possible. If your body is healthy, then it would be great to have the ability to donate your organs afterwards. Live a long healthy life, because tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. Please donate your organs too, as so many people need them. 3D printing is awesome and all, but we're still several decades away from that being a feasible treatment option.
I didn't know that you could donate part of your liver. Thank you, friend. My liver doesn't get much use. Alcohol makes me tired, so I just avoid it. I bet I'd be a perfect candidate.
Yep, you can donate half of it and both sides will regenerate into fully sized functioning livers. It's so cool. I got my aunt's right lobe because I was so sick. Usually the recipient gets the left lobe. As long as you're over 18, healthy BMI and have no history of drug use or hepatitis, you're usually good. You could be an altruistic donor, where it would go to whomever is highest on the list in a match. Or you could do a directed donor by donating to a family member / friend / someone you've met before. If you'd like more info and are in the US, check out Who Knows. They can often tell you about donation. Or find your closest transplant hospital. Most big cities have one. Mine was done in Chicago at Northwestern Memorial.